Welcome to Life by Design. I'm Karyn and I'm sharing with you practical energy tips and inspiration for ambitious sensitives with bright energy, big dreams, and big destinies. Today's topic is imposter syndrome. This is a big one, and I know that a lot of you are ambitious and you have big dreams, you have things that you need to do, things that you want to do, that you feel called to do in this life. And yet sometimes when you start taking steps toward that, the imposter syndrome starts kind of speaking in the back of your mind. And sometimes this stops people. And this is why I want to address this today, because this is the year where you get to do things differently, where you get to realize your full potential and take some steps that allow you to step into that. We know it's a process, right? So not everything's going to happen overnight. And yet, I know a lot of you have what it takes and simply have been holding yourselves back. And you need to know what that simple ingredient is so that you can move forward in a more cohesive way. Imposter syndrome is basically not feeling comfortable with what you're doing. There's a part of you that feels like you're not fully qualified, you're not fully ready. There's a part of you that feels like you might be judged. And so when we look at how to move beyond imposter syndrome, it's not a matter of, are you qualified enough? Because 9 times out of 10, you are, okay? So it could be education, it could be experience, it could be talent, intelligence. A lot of you know what that is. You know that you have it, and yet when you're placed in a situation where you have the opportunity to serve someone, to make some money, to do something a little bit different than what you've done in the past, maybe it's moving from a corporate job or a more traditional, conventional job to something that is all your own. And as you do that, it triggers a lot of people because, especially sensitive ones, because it is so personal, right? It's so connected to who you are. And when you start to put yourself out into public view that way, it can feel very scary. And there's that instinct that we have to protect ourselves. Part of that imposter syndrome is that effort that we have in our unconscious mind to protect us from being hurt, to protect us from, feeling separate from or feeling like we don't belong. But the beauty is, and I recently had a client just have this aha moment around this, is that she is not meant to fit in, nor are you meant to fit in. I'm not meant to fit in either. And if you look at all of the experiences that you've had over your lifetime, it could be joyous experiences, it could be really challenging experiences that you endured and lived through. All of those things together make you who you are. And sometimes we think that because we've been hurt or because we've been mistreated, that in some way we're not qualified, or in some way we wouldn't be strong enough to withhold or withstand any judgment or any lack of understanding when it comes to the work that we were meant to do. And yet, when you look at your past, some of the things that you've lived through are 10 times, 20 times, 100 times more challenging than any of this stuff will ever be. And so if we kind of put it into perspective that way, it makes it a little bit less scary and more of a realization that, it's a normal thing. You're not in survival mode, and yet that part of your brain is activated that wants to protect and sort of puts you into a survival mode. And so to get out of that is to start to realize that your ambitions and what you want to do are just beyond your comfort zone. And in order to get to that place that's just beyond the comfort zone, it takes a little bit of stretching, and that's conscious stretching where you actually decide within yourself that you're ready to stretch beyond where it's comfortable. And what is often required is some support and some guidance in doing that. Because I don't know a person who is successful and who is stretched beyond where they ever thought they could without the support. You do have what it takes within you. I mean, you have that seed of possibility. You have everything you need within yourself. The missing piece is the support. And so looking at the year ahead, I want you to consider who might be someone that would be a good guide for you. It could be someone that you're already in touch with. It could be someone you've already worked with. It could be a previous mentor from years back. It could be someone you haven't even met yet. I want you to start putting out the energy and the intention for you to connect with that person that will move you beyond that sense of doubt, because that is a form of self-sabotage. And when we look at imposter syndrome, it's nothing more than something that we fabricate in our minds to protect ourselves. It's not real. And so you do need someone that can lead you into what your truth is, because the smaller part of you, this is the unconscious part of you that is protecting yourself, with good reason, because you have been hurt before, you have been judged before, you've experienced emotional pain. That part of you, we don't want that part actually leading you in your life moving forward. And so you need someone that is going to move you past that. Just allow yourself to take in whatever those resources are and to start picking up and following the leads that you get. These are the leads from your unconscious mind. You could look at it as the leads from your intuition, from spirit. Allow yourself to expand into that, because as you know, as a sensitive being, we have that ability to tap into the unseen, to feel the emotions, to feel the energy, and to let it draw us to where we're meant to go. So if you've been struggling with imposter syndrome or self-sabotage, self-doubt, don't be hard on yourself. This is something that every great person has dealt with. That's just part of our journey. And you simply need to find people that can lead you out of it, people that have been there and have moved beyond that, have risen above it, that can show you the way. And if there's anything that I can do, please don't hesitate to reach out. There are many ways that I can help you navigate through this period, because it is temporary. And I love seeing people surprise themselves and see what they're capable of once they move beyond that self-doubt and that self-sabotage. I hope this has been helpful. Happy New Year to you, and I look forward to connecting with you again soon.